Well, the boy licks his dry lips, accidentally brushing the man's neck, and Taehyung's Adam's apple twitching as he swallows loudly. I don't have a choice. I need this job, Mr. Kim. Then let me give you a pay raise. If what I pay for our private meetings is not enough for you, I can raise your official rate at the club. How would you like it? Jungkook freezes, running the man's words through his head again. It's really a generous offer, and Jungkook needs the money, yes, but knowing what's coming next makes him almost wince when he imagines all these pictures in his head. No. No sir, thank you. No need. But why? Taehyung frowns, typing. That will make your life easier, won't it? At the very least, you can leave Hanbin's coffee shop, and you won't lose any money. No need, Mr. Kim. The money wouldn't hurt me, that is right, but it's not worth it. What's not worth it? I've had enough of rumors and talk, sir, the boy sighs. And if you raise my rate, I'll go back to the very beginning, when they hid my clothes or ruined my shoes. So no need, sir. I don't want more talk and discussion about what merit you give me a pay raise for. They? Are you talking about other dancers? Yes. Jungkook closes his eyes again and exhales noisily, letting all the air out of his lungs. You may not understand this, and I know it sounds silly, but there really are so-called unspoken rules in this field. And one of them says not to twist with the authorities. And do not work for them, if possible. It's, like it automatically means you start to play favorites. And no one likes bosses' pets, Mr. Kim. If in a regular job it would be limited to gossips and sitting alone at lunch, then with us, he trails off, shaking his head. I don't want to complain. I really don't. Just know that no one is friends with anyone here. And if the team decides to be against you, it remains to count the days until the moment they get you to leave. Enough extensive knowledge of this field is for your age. Taehyung chuckles, really interested in the boy's story, and frowns. How do you know? Did you work in a place like this before? The moth? No. Jungkook doesn't open his eyes, only yawns again. But I've been working here for a long time, sir. In this team and with these guys. And I've seen them do that to others. Even was among those who are trying to morally suppress a person so that they leave as soon as possible. Really? The man arches an eyebrow, genuinely surprised by the boy's words. He can't picture Jungkook like this, no matter how hard he tries. And this is surprising, because Taehyung, by and large, does not know Jungkook at all, to be sure of anything. Yes. It's not that I wanted it, the boy laughs softly, but this laugh is sad, and something is pressing heavily in his chest. But you're either with the team or against the team. One cannot be an observer. If you want to keep separate, you'll be next. Now, Taehyung laughs a little unkindly. You guys really are serious. To be honest, I don't remember ever having such a tense atmosphere even in my business. Jungkook shrugs, sounding quite tired now. Your business, Mr. Kim, is not close to ours. He clicks his tongue and Taehyung chuckles silently. Our field is where some people are blind to go over the heads. Taehyung bites his lip, catching himself on the fact that the last moments he does not understand what he's reading at all, immersed only in listening to the boy and hanging on his every word. And he suddenly decides to ask, are you ready to go over the heads too? Jungkook is silent for a few long seconds, and all Taehyung can hear is his soft breaths. I'm just working, sir. It doesn't give me any pleasure, obviously, so I just want the money. And I do not care in what conditions I'll earn them. You do have a choice. You can always find another job, can't you know? Jungkook cuts him off too confidently. Another job? Maybe. But the same earnings? Hardly, Taehyung sighs. To be honest, he doesn't have anything to say. He has no idea why Jungkook needs so much money. He has no right to ask either. Taehyung knows it's none of his business, and Jungkook isn't likely to share it at all. With someone, maybe, but definitely not with Taehyung. So the man decides not to cross any personal boundaries, if it's even possible when you pay that boy to sit on your th. But Taehyung doesn't want to explain himself. He just wants to finish his work as soon as possible, so he again plunges into silence and looks at his papers. And Jungkook just yawns, settling himself comfortably on his shoulder. It doesn't take him long to doze off. The warmth of Mr. Kim's body, combined with such intense fatigue, lack of sleep, and eyes that are slightly dry from tears, put him into a superficial sleep in a matter of moments. And surprisingly, the man's shoulder seems to be the most cozy place right now. Comfortable, with Taehyung's hand relaxing over Jungkook's soft skin, occasionally playing with the heart on his leather strap, and the boy exhales, heating Taehyung's neck. It takes Taehyung a moment to notice how the grip on his shoulders loosens. Only after a while, when a quiet knock on the door distracts him from his work, he frowns slightly and looks up. "Come in," he replies quietly, realizing Jungkook didn't even flinch at the sound, that Jungkook actually fell asleep on him. "Mr. Kim, your order has been delivered," explains the guard already standing at the door, and the man breathes a sigh of relief. "Oh, yes, please bring it in." He doesn't know why he reflexively squeezes the boy's little tighter when he hears the door open, and he just hopes Jungkook doesn't wake up. Kim watches as the familiar face of Job shows up inside, his bodyguard that Taehyung called to the club right after he arrived. The man just nods, not paying too much attention to the boy sitting in his boss' arms, and opens the door a little wider, bringing in a small table. "Leave it here," Sergio asks courteously, nodding toward the sofa and coffee table. "Yes," Taehyung replies shortly. "And tell them not to disturb us. Do not let anyone in." "Will be done, Mr. Kim." He disappears from the office as quietly and unnoticeable as he appeared in it, and Taehyung hears the sound of a lock clicking. He exhales in a relaxed way, leaning his head against the high back of his leather chair, and turns slightly towards the boy still dozing on his shoulder. Taehyung smiles wearily out of the corner of his mouth, almost imperceptibly if viewed from the side, and with his free hand brushes Jungkook's soft hair, brushing it away from his face. "Hey," Kim starts softly. "Hey, baby." Jungkook. Taehyung smiles a little more when he sees him wrinkling his nose, not wanting to wake up. "Come on, baby, dinner has arrived." Jungkook mumbles something unintelligible, only hiding more tightly in the hot skin of his neck, and the man combs through his still damp hair, lightly massaging the scalp. "Come on, baby. You didn't have any dinner. We need to fix that, Mr. Kim." Jungkook mutters almost childishly as he pulls himself out of his sleep. His eyelids are so heavy that he doesn't even want to try to lift them. Did I fall asleep? Yeah." Taehyung lets out a kind chuckle. "But that's okay. Come on, I want to have dinner and you'll keep me company." Jungkook takes a deep breath when he forces himself to get up and rubs his eyes with his fingers, stifling a yawn. "I have to dance for you," he reminds, pulling away slightly, and Taehyung laughs, nodding. "You have to, but let's talk about it later. Now we need to have dinner. Both of us." Jungkook bites his lip as he looks into his eyes. The night with Mr. Kim is not like any other. It's just somehow not right. Taehyung is uncharacteristically soft and kind, and Jungkook doesn't understand why that scares him. But he nods anyway, accepting the man's help to get up off his head. Why are you so silent? It doesn't taste good. It's delicious, Mr. Kim. Jungkook nods shyly. Thanks. I mean, for dinner. I didn't think you'd be nice to you, the man chuckles, and Jungkook nods hesitantly. Bon appetit, Jungkook. Taehyung raises his glass of wine as if he's making a toast, and stares at the boy as he takes another sip. Jungkook rolls over, pulling the covers up to his neck, and closes his eyes tighter, begging himself to sleep. And the pictures of what happened a few nights ago stubbornly continue to pop up in his head. He presses his face into the pillow and thinks for a second that this is all too good. Too good, that it's like his brain is distorting his own memories. Jungkook clears his throat, chewing. Why do you care about me? We're just having dinner, baby. But you mentioned that you remember my words that I didn't eat anything. And you let me take a shower here. And you let me not dance. No, not even like that. He bites his lip, pausing as Taehyung watches his every move with interest. You let me sleep in your arms, Mr. Kim. That's not what bosses do for their subordinates, is it? How do you like it? Real Simon. Taehyung chuckles, answering a question with a question, hiding a smile at the left corner of his lips and nodding at Jungkook's plate. One of my fat dishes, to be honest. Please, don't evade the answers to my questions, sir. Eat your salmon, Jungkook. Taehyung shrugs. I don't want you to be hungry. I like your body, baby. But I like it even more when I can keep you from the risk of starvation faints. I'm not a child. I can take care of myself without you, Jungkook mutters, picking at the vegetables and hiding his gaze. You're putting me in a vulnerable position with all of these actions. I thought you were already vulnerable to me, Jungkook. Jungkook snorts, gripping the crumpled blanket tighter in his hands, and swings his leg over it. It's too stuffy in his bedroom. That didn't happen, he convinces himself. That couldn't happen, therefore. Jungkook only closes his eyes tighter, burying his face in the pillow, and cannot get rid of all these images flashing brightly in his head without stopping.